We have a Samsung Galaxy A70. So this phone is not in the best condition. It came to me like this. The OLED is exposed and it cracked internally. So the actual screen didn't crack, it seems, just the OLED, which is always fun. OLED screens do have a habit of cracking before the actual glass cracks. It's just something that they do. Also, this phone has probably been fixed many times because I can get my nail under and whoa, that was way too easy. Anyway, I guess open it up. So this model does not have a wireless charger, just a little tail thing. So as always, we just unscrew. All Samsungs are the same. They all just have a bunch of Phillips screws that don't like coming out. I don't know why, they just don't like it. So we're just gonna unscrew all of these screws. We got, not sure how many, but just a bunch here and a bunch up there. So we have all the screws off. Now we can start to pry this guy up. This is actually my first A70, so I have no clue what I'm doing. Most Samsungs just unclip from the back. This one's orientated a little differently. It seems like it comes off like that. So we're just going to take off the frame here. And there's our phone. So our battery does look a little swelled, nothing too crazy, but let's hope that it's still in good shape because this phone was not showing any signs of life. This is our frame. It comes with the loudspeaker, 2 contacts to connect to it, and I'm not too sure what this connects to. Probably a microphone or an antenna of some sort. Pretty cool. First things first is to unplug our battery, unplug this really long double-sided cable. We're gonna just take it off completely and move it aside. I think the people before me definitely left out a lot of screws. I hate when people do this. It's just something I have to deal with, unfortunately, but let's hope that this doesn't affect anything. So this is our new screen. It comes with the frame pre-installed, which makes my life a lot easier. All we have to do basically is take everything from here and put it on here. I do want to test to see if this phone still works because I have a bad feeling that it doesn't. Remove our charging port. It's just a really tiny port. Now we can remove our front camera, which is very poorly adhesed. That's not a word. Which is very poorly glued down. I can't speak English today. It's very poorly glued down because someone else replaced it. Usually it's really hard to take off. Now we can remove our logic board and put this somewhere safe. The vibration motor, which either is broken or yeah, it looks pretty damaged to me. So the reason I didn't think this phone would work is because it wasn't vibrating or making any noise. But if you look at the pins here, right over here, you can see that the cable is probably torn and something bad happened to this guy. So that's not a good sign. So what we're going to do, instead of prying it up from there, if it is still working, we'll just put our tweezers under it and pry it like that. And it comes right off. The battery looks like it's been used and abused, but we can just pray that it still works. Definitely not a good job that they did. Oh, that was easy.
That was easy.
All right, so we have the battery. Now we'll take our new housing and get rid of all this plastic that they use. So my main goal right now is to just test the phone and see if it's still alive before we continue doing the repair, because it's probably a waste of time. So we're just gonna reinstall everything that we need to actually turn the phone on, install the logic board. Now we can install our charging port. We don't need to screw it in or anything. It's not like it came with screws because the people before me were lazy, but we just have to make sure that it is connected. Click that in and click that in. Now we'll plug in our battery if it lets me. There we go. And we're just gonna take the frame and we're just gonna click it on. These phones don't crunch, but they do click pretty nicely. I hope that does it for you guys. There we go. So we have the frame on the new screen. It's not done clicking. Anyway, we have the frame on the new screen. Now we're just gonna test it out. And there we go. Our phone is working, even though I thought it wasn't. I'm surprised. So we got the phone on. She wanted an LCD instead of an OLED because it was a cheaper option. So I said yes, and here we are. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to the test menu and we're gonna see if everything works well on this phone. So what we'll do now is we'll go to touch and we're just gonna go all the way around, making sure that we're touching all the green spots to make sure that the touch is working fine. So the touch is working properly. The only way to get out of this screen is to just really highlight all the green.
But I'm not a rapper.
So we're ready to fully install this. So we're gonna turn this guy off, power off, there we go. Now we can take the back cover back off and we can unplug our battery and the charging port connection. So there's only 2 things we really need to do. We need to put our vibration motor in and we need to put the earpiece speaker right over here. The earpiece speaker came off with the frame though, which scared me for a second, but we just need to take it out. That's how you know it's a cheap build, when the stuff just comes off. Now we'll put back our earpiece speaker. So I only had these little adhesive strips. Usually I'd use bigger ones, but that's all I have right now. We'll just put 3 of them down and use that to glue the battery. If we use bigger ones, when she does break it again, which she probably will, it'll be really hard for the next person to get in, and I don't want that for them. Now we're gonna take our battery and just place it and push and hold, and it'll stick down. we can take our logic board along with the charging port, put that into place, screw it back in, reconnect all the components. Oh, I almost forgot. We have to transfer this over. I think it's the fingerprint scanner. It seems like it. Now, just place that on our new one. So we got everything reinstalled again. Now we just have to take our cover and we're just gonna put it back on. We wanna make sure that this cable is where it should be. There's a little groove for it so that it's not sticking out. And we're just gonna click this in and get that crunch. Close enough. There we go. I'm just wondering if anyone else's YouTube page is full of the stock market activity, because mine's full of what they did to GameStop. It's all basically just Wall Street bets, and I don't really invest, so I'm not sure why. I guess that's just a hot topic right now. But is anyone else's recommendations just stocks for no reason? Let me know. Also guys, let me know how you liked the video in the comments. So we got all the screws in. Now we just have to clean up all this glue residue and glue on the back glass. This one does seem to be plastic because it doesn't really break. So we got our adhesive on. Now we're going to take our back glass and we're just going to try and get rid of the leftover glue. That's all good to go. Now we'll take our back glass and we're just going to place it. Now we're going to take some clamps and we're just going to put it in the corners just to make sure that it stays on. There we go. And we're just going to test everything out again, make sure everything's running smoothly. So I was right about this being the fingerprint scanner, but it's really small, so I'm not sure how that works well. Anyway guys, that is all for the video. We fixed this Samsung Galaxy A70. So it was my first repair on this phone, and I have to say it's really easy. All Samsungs are more or less the same when you're fixing phones. So if you fixed one Samsung before, you can probably fix pretty much anything. Just remember that this frame doesn't always come with the phone. Sometimes you just get the screen, and that makes for a lot harder of a repair. Anyway guys, that is all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.